Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein at the Road to 100, where today there's a little bit of a interesting background going on, but what we're going to have here today is we are going to have Darkseeker, and that is going to be paired with the passive here of Blood Draining Venom, and Venom buff and debuff buildup all active at the same time. Now, if you didn't notice, in your travels here in Vein, Blood Draining Venom will drain 0.6 ichor per second per active duration of poison on an enemy, whether it be a boss or an enemy, like a regular Lost. So it varies between 6 and 18 ichor that you get back, so it's fairly good if you get all of the duration of the time out of the enemy. And here with our Venom that we have active, we have 25 plus Venom mark, which then brings us up to 62, as you can see here. And then with Venom buff, it is the logarithmic value of what we have on our Blood Veil here. So 14, 16 will probably get around 65 or so for Venom buff. And that's if we get focused. And Tranquil Slice, if you didn't know, it attacks 3 times, and each one of the attacks does apply the status debuff that is on your weapon here. So if you strike 3 times, you'll do three applications of poison, or in our case, poison. And so that is a great way to apply Venom on a big enemy or a small enemy if you can actually hit them. So we have all of the gift accelerators here as well, as we're paired up with Eva. So the goal of this kind of build is not necessarily to run in and kill as fast as possible, but in order to recover as much ichor as possible, you want to hit and kind of wait around and see what the enemy will do. So it's a lot of dodging. Okay, and now we will wait for our ichor to build up. It will heal. And all this time, the ichor is building and building and building. And there's the kill. So that is kind of how this entire build operates, is to see how much time you can actually wait it out. It leads to longer engagements. It leads to more involved encounters. And as you can see here, we're just continuing to get ichor back, and he'll probably time out before the enemy engages. So we'll go for ranged impact, because that increases the damage of our attack here. Okay, and as you can see there, we're starting to get ichor back, which is great, and that should help kill these enemies very quickly. And now that we are focused, we have mega poison. There you go, and that is a great way to go about getting poison on the enemy, is just by getting focused here along the way. Okay. And let's go for a Tranquil Slice. And as you can see, they get poisoned basically immediately. Okay, we'll take care of the shield here. Let's get that one poisoned. Oh, I mistimed my dodge. That is very unfortunate. But we are getting ichor this whole time that we are sitting here. Nope. I missed that one as well. Whoops. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. Now we are super poison. So. Oh. Eva's gonna die. Oh. Alright, let's get out of here. And let's go ahead and heal up. This invasion is typically dangerous and involved of all kinds. But, you know... Oh. Oh, yep. Okay, that one's poisoned. We'll go for a backstab here. Hopefully that will... Okay, good. Okay, monkeys are bad for us right now. Very, very bad. Okay. Good. We got focus there, so we are mega poison now. Okay. Good. And the parries are very, very, very important here. So we'll definitely be trying for those. Ouch. Okay, and definitely gonna try for a poison on this fair maiden. Alright, we actually survived the invasion, which is pretty incredible for this kind of a build and setup and everything here that we have with these kinds of enemies and how hard they hit. And that is why we are going for the Ruinous Chevalier, as it does have, if the things we get out of the way, it does have fairly good slash and crush and pierce resistances all around. So that is very, very, very nice. But you can see that we don't really have a problem going for, you know, our damage values or our buffs or anything like that, because we are capable of attacking the enemy and getting them poisoned at kind of almost any point in time that we choose to. And the incredibly high value of our poison value helps us to recover ichor without attacking the enemy very much. Oh, okay. I thought maybe he would come up and then we could get a hold of a little bit of ichor there, but apparently that's not the case. So let's just go for blood-sucking blades here. Now we don't have anything here for our increase in venom value on our weapon. So we will apply a little bit of damage there. And ranged impact obviously is helpful for just the damage output that we are going to need. But other than that, we are just going for a little bit of poison buildup. Okay, and we'll just wait for a little bit of our ichor to build up here. Okay, and that is a great place where we were able to actually apply some of it without actually being involved in the fight. So we'll wait for these 10 seconds to expire here, so we get 6 ichor back. That will definitely help. Now Eva killing things faster than we are getting the ichor out of it is completely fine, because the number one goal here, right, is survival. And even though we do have a very low health value here along the way at 2975, it really doesn't damage the build or the code itself in any kind of way, because most of the time we're playing a distance kind of dodging game, and so in order to not be in the enemy's fray, we don't really need as much health as we would typically need if we were like right up on the enemy somewhere. Okay, so, and you can see that we don't really need the backstabs. They definitely do help along the way here, just to keep our levels straight and available, that we have enough ichor possible. And getting 9 ichor back on a backstab or a parry or a launch attack is really, really, really great. Just because of the fact that typically you don't get a whole lot of ichor based on your weapon strikes. And so if we can keep it in such a way where we are actually doing damage and getting ichor back. For example, right now, we'll wait the 10 seconds. And this is great. That enemy thinks that we are, you know, down there doing things, and we are not. So it works out that we get a whole bunch of weapon strikes there to get them poisoned. Eva, get out of there. Okay, and we'll wait these seconds here. Okay, and that's gonna be more ichor. And as you can see, since Venom is poison or percentage based, it makes for a great way to go about engaging the enemy, while at the same time not having any kind of ill effects based on you know, how your character is actually engaging the enemy. So it's very nice. Okay, this enemy has no idea what's going on, and it's just kind of hanging out here. And you can see that even though the enemy is dead, we are still able to get back at least 1 or 2 ticks of ichor. So it's like an extra ichor along the way, which is great. And these enemies are especially great for going for what is that? Tranquil Slice, just because of the fact that they are so big, you can't really miss, and you're able to apply poison very easily, very quickly, and they don't really have such a poison resistance like the Golden Warriors do. And since the Golden Warriors do have that poison resistance, typically you are getting attacked or struck or dodging or something of the like when you are fighting the Golden Warriors. And so it is very helpful that that you're able to apply so much Venom. Because of a whole bunch of Venom coming out of Tranquil Slice, and also getting focused because you're getting hit all the time usually. So it works out very well. Okay, and there we go. And we'll wait to get back a whole bunch of ichor here. We'll just play the game here to and there we have Super Venom. 2 hits and the enemy is venomized, and currently we are at 101, so very high. So 25, so 101 minus 25 is 76. So we're getting 76 off of a focus for our Venom value, which is way more than everything we have when all of our buffs are up and running. So very useful to have Venom buff along for those options where we have to get a little bit of ichor back in a very quick moment's notice. And as you may have guessed, this is going a little bit more better gooder than typically when we run through the cathedral. We're not incredibly bashed on our faces because we are playing a more evasive kind of play here, because of how we need to have Venom applied. And this is typically not a normal kind of playstyle. You want to kill the enemy as fast as possible typically, and that's not something that you're typically going for. Like with this fella, we are just going to go for some dodges here to make sure that we are getting that we are getting some dodges along the way there. And that is where, as you can see, we kind of lack, is being able to survive. And typically through the cathedral, I don't stop at the missiles and try and recharge. However, because we are exceptionally low on any kind of sustainability here, as you can see, we can get one tapped no matter what we're doing. And so it's important that we keep our evasion game very, very strong in order to get away from folks, while at the same time being able to apply very, very good venom at very, very quick sorts of times. So now we have extra venom here. Okay, we'll go for that. Ooh, okay. We'll let him do his thing here, and we'll get some poison going. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to get a backstab, but that's okay. That will definitely set us up for a Tranquil Slice. Okay, and as you can see, if you do go for a backstab, it pairs exceptionally well with Tranquil Slice, because as the enemy is standing up, they do have active frames, not while they immediately hit the floor, but shortly after. Okay, and poison, so we can back up now. Okay, and that is very, very nice that we are indeed able to get a whole bunch of ichor back. And the Venom shot here, Venomous shot, is a 1-to-1 damage value to our dark value. So our dark value here is 1416. So that's what this gift is doing, 1416. But then it has a 25% weakness to pierce. Oops, that is unfortunate that we got a backstab, because we're trying to do this without backstabs. Okay, there's some poison, and this will allow us to get back a little bit more ichor there before we run away. And that's the kind of underutilized, sure, that's the kind of underutilized kind of setup here in the game, is Venom where you run away, because typically everything is about killing you, and this kind of setup is equally effective at both max difficulty and lower difficulty, because of the fact that you are applying poison, and poison is percentage based, and it has nothing to do with like the difficulty of the enemies and such. So it is something that you can do even at the lower difficulties, and go for this kind of a setup here, and you don't need to worry about you know, whether it scales into late game or early game or anything. This is kind of a build that can be applied at any point in time for any kind of setup for almost any boss. Whoops. Good job, Eva. And there's really no limit on what it's capable of, except for if an enemy has poison immunity, then obviously this entire thing kind of falls apart and it doesn't work out nicely. So that's important to remember, that something like the which enemies are immune resistant, like the Skull King and those kinds of enemies, whoops, they obviously oh, whoa, almost walked off the edge. They're poison immune, and the Virgin-born and so on and so forth. And so you can't use this against them, because like 90% of the build here is based on Venom. Venom, damage and Venom, ichor recovery, you know, so like most of this, and even the sword itself here, is just based on, you know, actually staying away from the enemy, doing as much damage as you can over a long period of time. So it doesn't work out too well for a whole lot of things, and so you just have to kind of take it for what it is. And you also have to understand the time durations, because if you something like Aurora here in the cathedral, if you get her poisoned, you get 30 seconds of 0.6 ichor recovery, so you get 18 ichor back. So it's very, very, very lucrative and useful against a boss like that. But versus other bosses, it's not very useful at all. So keep that in mind if you are going for different bosses and different attack styles. Okay, now we are you know, super Venom here, so we'll go ahead and get as much ichor here as we can, and maybe we can get a heal off. And oh no, okay, Eva's just gonna take care of it. So that's very, very nice that we were able to get back as much ichor as we were there. That's excellent. Okay. Oh, we missed it, and it missed us somehow. Okay, it's venomized, so it'll lose 30% of its health, which should take it down to death here. And that's how you can kind of gauge if you can run away or not, is if they have below 30% or 30% HP, then you can take them out and take them out of the equation to actually go after them, because you won't have to actually do anything because they will just simply die over time, which is really, really great that that's even the case or possible or anything like that, because typically you have to go after an enemy, and that's what makes Venom very, very, very strong in this game, is that it is percentage based. It's not a set value, and you are able to apply Venom very, very quickly, as you can see there, and it you know, takes my mind off of actually having to hit the enemy very, very hard. So for bosses, remember, you get 30 seconds at half a percent of their health bar for those 30 seconds, and for other enemies, now here we have two enemies being venomed at once, so we're able to get double the ichor back during that point in time where we have you know, multiple enemies. You get 0.6 for each enemy for every second that ticks by, so you can get a lot of ichor back very, very, very quickly. If you get, like, let's say a lot of monkeys together, like over there, you can get them together and you can apply a whole lot of venom very quickly. But in this case here, it's worth it to us to simply go for one enemy at a time here, and we'll see about this enemy here. Good job, Eva. Okay, and it's now unpoisoned. Okay, great. And as you can see, the build does work pretty well overall. Let's see what this guy does. Okay, he falls off. And we got a little bit of ichor back for him being... Okay, but we're also not in need of like super damage or anything, because Tranquil Slice definitely is a great gift just for damage itself. We don't really need something extra to take us up to a high level of damage overall, just because of the fact that we do have Tranquil Slice along, we have ranged impact along for that 50% increase to our damage even more, and the Crimson Longsword is the highest damage potential in the game for Tranquil Slice. So it is really, really great that we're able to make really, really great use of it here. And let's run away, because we don't need to attack it now, and Eva will probably finish it off here. Yep. And so that's really, really great that we don't have to put ourselves in harm's way. Yet again, that's why I said that we don't really need an entire health pool here to work with, because of the fact that we are not really worried about ichor or health overall, because we're typically not engaged, you know, right up against an enemy. Typically we're kind of far away. So this is a great way to go about engaging these enemies. And let's see what this one does. Oh shoot, that is the wrong thing. Okay, we got a backstab, that's nice. I hope Eva survives over there. Okay, now this one we can ignore for the moment. And that is where Venom does come in super handy, is when you can ignore enemies like that, and you can go for other enemies and such. It makes for a really great way to go about go about actually getting damage out onto an enemy and being efficient with where you place that damage, whether it's on, you know, certain enemies or other ones. Okay, so for the Berserker Fight, we're going to switch to Pollux because we are going for the Warp Blade here, and we are also going for the Twilight Claw. So here we go. And now this fight will be very, very, very interesting here, to say the least, because we are going for blood, and since we're going for blood, we are gonna have not really any resistance to our damage, which is really, really great. And so that's something we can make sure that we actually take part in. And so let's go for this, and we'll go for blocking, and we'll go for blood. Okay. And this is nice that we can block this while Eva is going for all the attacks back there. Okay. Oh, please don't kill Eva. Okay. There goes Eva. Okay, let's just see what he's doing here. Okay. Okay. Now we should be okay here to actually take this guy down. That's a good chunk of damage. Eva, get out of here. So good thing we are able to block super 100% here, which is really, really great. Let's go for some extra damage here. And since we have extra blood damage already, it makes for a really, really great way to attack this guy. And we have a huge amount of health. And we're just... Oh. You're okay, Eva. Ooh. He's going for Eva. I don't know why. Okay. And this should be the end of it right here. Okay, very nice. And so that's a simple, easy way to go about getting, you know, focus damage. If you do get focused, you have 20% blood. Where's my sword? 20% blood from the sword, plus another 20%, plus another 10%. So that's 50% increase to your damage that he cannot block. But he's blocking the 1737 at 50% in phase 2. So that's really nice that we are blocked 50%, but then we get an increase to 50%, so we're only losing 25% of our damage overall. So really, 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 really good stuff there. So, okay, we're going to call it here, and thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the end of the cathedral, and we will finish out the cathedral here with the Venom build, just because it's good to see it versus enemies, versus invasions, and then versus bosses alike. So we will see this for the conclusion here of the cathedral tomorrow, and we'll see you guys then. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Bye.